How you guys doing? Good evening.
Well, fine. What about I see you again after a couple of weeks? How far now?
How not doing now?
Well,
So
we
fine,
good
well,
now.
good.
Oh, well, you wear Super Eagles jersey. Like says the whole grass goes where they go. Never enter you.
no, say sometimes it be like say if you be Englishman, no matter how bad your country they play, you go always there for them. Now just the thing be that. No, no matter what they happen, you go always there for them now.
You guys know, as Africans, we are all built up to respect our elders. It's a default setting as Africans. Once we see an elder, we greet. Hey, good morning, sir. Good morning, mommy. Good morning, daddy, and all those things like that. But recently, I can see that in our Super Eagles or in the NFF, or I don't even know, in Nigeria as a whole now, our football, the juniors are beginning to disrespect the seniors. Months back or few weeks ago, is it up to a month?
No.
I think it's about 3 weeks now.
Okay, let's
I
assume
think we're in the third week now. So
okay, let's assume 3 weeks. 3 weeks ago, Osimhen went live on Instagram and he said a lot of things about Finidi George.
Finidi.
Yeah. I just found out that Finidi is 53 years old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Finidi is not young. Finidi is not young, you know.
Wow, 53.
He just looks very young.
Osimhen should be in his 20s, late 20s.
Yeah, obviously he can father Osimhen, yeah? He can father Osimhen.
I was going through my phone, that was yesterday, and I saw something. You know, recently, Mikel has been going through, has been doing all these podcasts, saying a lot of things. I don't know, he has been talking too much lately. I don't know.
Chanting shit.
Talking. And he said something, and I'll read it out. He said he was a fantastic guy in his playing days, but as a coach, he was terrible. He absolutely had no clue of what he was doing. Mikel on Sunday Oliseh. The Sunday Oliseh replied by saying, Mikel needs help. This constant insult of family members and legends needs to stop. And I agree with that. I didn't find him good enough to play when I coached him. And a home-based player was better in that position. Please, who was that home-based player? Gospel,
I don't know. Gospel, do you know who was your?
No, you know the thing here, when they had issues, it's not just Mikel as at that time. I can't really remember the home-based player, but I know, Mikel was not in his prime. But I know there was an home-based player playing in the league that was being used, and Mikel was not happy about it.
Was it Rabiu Ali?
Rabiu Ali was never in the foreign Super Eagles squad. He was only in the Chan Eagles, most times. So,
but G, yes. First off, Mikel, right? Sorry for cutting you. Mikel was not in his prime. That was 2015-16. If my memory
so he was not in his prime. So he was not in his prime.
Fine. Now, secondly, let's not forget that this same Oliseh reached out to, when he was appointed, he reached out to a couple of players who were playing, in outside of Nigeria. He reached out to, as at the time, Victor Moses was playing in Chelsea with Mikel. He reached out to both of them. Mikel didn't respond. Called him a couple of times, sent text messages, no response. Flew into London, scheduled a meeting with both of them, and he, Victor Moses arrived for the meeting, made himself available for the meeting. So, there's a lot of build up to this whole thing. So, enough of all this whole Mikel painting himself as, the victim in all of every case, or painting himself as one superhuman or one very righteous human being. First off, you've come, you shame your entire family. Come on, man. We're Africans. That's what we live for. I was listening to Oliseh's response. Look, we are Africans. We take pride in the fact that we or one of us or whatever, when we make it sort of into wealth or into riches, we take pride in raising a couple of other persons, bringing them up sort of to spread the wealth, make the table larger, invite more people on. That's who we are. That's Africans. That's we come to Europe, right? We're always complaining about the whole self-centeredness in Europe. Because that's not the way, that's not how we, here in England, you go out, a pint of beer, your friends are going to ask you to split bills, are going to ask you to pay. Anytime we go to access, they're asking you collective bills or whatever. This is not the Nigerian way, the African way. The wealthiest person or whatever, or the oldest person, as the case may be, or whatever, or the happiest person, or the one who feels like, oh, my, you go carry the bills. That's the Nigerian way. That's the African way. That's who we are. So, like Mikel coming to first off shame his family, chant all the bullshit he chanted a couple months back on his podcast, coming now again to, loud a lot of bullshit against what's it called, Sunday Oliseh. For me, it's more of Mikel not being in his right sense, and I agree he needs help, and it's Mikel for me, not would I say being man enough, or I really don't even understand where to place Mikel, but I'm saying like Mikel for me, I think he got this one entirely wrong. He shot himself. He wouldn't say this. He played with a lot of Villas-Boas. Can he say this about Villas-Boas? Villas-Boas probably had, in the last 15 years, probably was the Chelsea manager that was least respected. Can Mikel Obi come out and chant shit about Villas-Boas? Can he come out and say shit about some of his Chelsea teammates, or whatever, or his ex-teammates? We're always hearing him heap praises on all of them, trying to form one legendary status or whatever. Nika, he's not a legend in Nigeria. He's not a legend anywhere. He just had a decent football career. It's not like you changed the face of football, or you did something magnanimous, or you did something that, was beyond the spectacular. Yes, you had a couple of stints, good games, good seasons or whatever. But like, you come into loud, make a lot of noises on podcasts, calling out ex-players, calling out coaches all the time, calling out some of your teammates, lying everywhere about your family, about a lot of situations. And then for me, look, he lost this one. He should sit out this one, honestly. He has not ended it. Mikel should sit this one out for me.
He also said that he took Eyama out. He took Eyama out of the team. He came at us saying he was going to take us out of the team. He said he was going to make sure we didn't play anymore. Do you guys agree with that? That was what Mikel said.
So, okay, Doc should finish his, or should contribute this part. I will go for the parts later.
No. Just let's hear you. Let's hear you.
So the thing is, with Sunday, he has his own issues. With Mikel, he has his own issue. With Sunday, the part that he had to take Vincent out. See, it says a lot, right? Vincent sacrificed a burial he was meant to go for, right? And came to the camp, and the guy just embarrassed him. Now, I'll face Mikel later. So this guy came to the camp. He left what he was meant to do because he loves the country and the Super Eagles. He wanted to actually be used by the coach, but the coach embarrassed him in front of the other kids. So when he spoke about it, I was like, the thing is with Sunday, he has his own ego. He was a very stubborn player in his day. Like, okay, he's not like a stubborn player, a vocal player. Like, he says what is on his mind, right? So that was where he had issue with Vincent. So he didn't want where players will come and compete with him as a coach, right? But there was a way he could go about it. But with John Mikel Obi, I don't know why people are surprised. See, let me tell you how Mikel signed for Chelsea. If you know the story, and the way things are now, you will even be shocked. Like when people say, "Oh, Mikel said," I'm like, "Oh, you don't know Mikel." Let me tell you one thing. I went to Chelsea, Newcastle at St. James Park in 2013 or 15, where fans are stood outside hailing players and shouting players. Brazilian boys, they stopped. English boys stopped like hey, Mikel did not even react like he even saw fans. Oh boy, the coach himself, the special one, stopped to even say hi to fans. Mikel walked past the best player on the team, Eden Hazard, even waved at players. Mikel just acted like there was nobody out there. Yeah, I was just stood there. I said, hey, Ninja boy, from grass to grace. see wetin you dey do. Like, see, something, so, see, you see me, I don't get over excited about seeing players. I can see a player in a mall and I walk past you. I don't care. You don't feed me. You don't do anything. So I don't get disappointed. But there are fans out there that, okay, fans that when they see players, they get excited. Then you just tend to disappoint them. Do you get? Now, let me tell you. Mikel was not meant to sign for Chelsea. 3 other boys were supposed to be signed by the club. But then a scout from Man U was, okay, I think he moved to Chelsea within weeks. So the scout asked those boys if they knew Mikel, and they said yes. Because he was to sign for Man U, right? And the deal fell through. Like, the way the deal went, Chelsea did not hijack the deal. This is what people are meant to understand. The club didn't want to sign him anymore. So he was back in Jos. So that scout asked those boys, do they know John Mikel Obi? They said, oh yeah, he is our friend. And they say, okay, can we get his number, house address, all these things? Now, who are these players? These are his friends from youth team, from grassroots, like home. I'll tell you one, Chinedu.
Obasi.
Yes. There are 2 other players you don't know, Bala and Sarki. Those were the boys that were to be signed by Chelsea, and there was nothing as, if Mikel signs, then we can sign you guys. There was nothing like that.
That was the rumor then.
Yes,
but Mikel had to sign for the.
There was nothing like that. Yeah. These boys paved the way for Mikel. Now, who said this? This one is not hearsay. Bala on live Instagram. My problem is, okay, you are following Nigerian football, but you don't know people that you can call and they will really open up to you on Instagram Live. That guy is not scared. When I watched this guy, the pains in his eyes. Let me tell you something.
Why was he pained? What happened? Why was he pained? What did Mikel do to him?
Wait, don't worry, I'm still going. This guy lives in KD. Like proper broke boy. Mikel comes to his house and they share the floor with other boys in the same house. They drink pap and together around the street. This boy was saying it. Then he got scouted by Chelsea and 2 other boys. Those ones I called.
100%.
Now, they made a way, okay, they tried all their best to make sure Mikel joined them in London. Mikel came. Those boys were playing for under 18s or they played under 23. 23 then the coach said, no, these boys are too good. Let them train with the senior team. That is Mikel, Chinedu, Bala, and Sarki. So they trained with the senior team and they could body the likes of Drogba and so then the club was like, no, we can't keep you guys here and there's no space for you guys to play. Guess where they send them to? South African League. Nobody knew these boys went to South African League, first of all.
Including Mikel, right?
Yes.
He never talks about that.
He never talks about it. Now, okay, after everything, Mikel was the one that got the chance to get into the first team. And those other boys had to go their ways.
Found their ways, yeah.
Now, this is the painful part. Chinedu also blew, like he became a big star. In a Champions League night, Chelsea and Shaka, was it Shaka or I think it's Shaka? Chinedu asked for a picture with the likes of Lampard, Drogba, and Terry, for everything. Then his own childhood friend,
countryman and childhood friend.
Forget countryman, childhood friend.
This is becoming interesting.
His childhood friend snubbed him.
For real?
Till today, Mikel and Chinedu don't speak. Sarki don't speak to Mikel. One of the boys that were sleeping in the room with Sarki and Mikel saw Mikel somewhere, and Mikel snubbed him.
I think I saw that comment. I think I heard he saw him in Jos, somewhere in Jos, and he reached out to Tia.
Okay. I think everything is connecting now. I think he snubbed this guy too, Two-Face, and that's why Two-Face came back somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, I hear that there was also somebody he asked the police to ask the boy out. Like the boy was coming too close, so he asked his police guards to ask the chap out, and it was also like one of the guys whom they used to keep score with.
You see, this I'm talking about is one of the boys that slept with him on the floor in KD. You know, Mikel was living in Jos, but he comes to KD to sleep with Sarki, like they are guys now, but normal young boys, 15 years, 16 years, they go there now, that kind of thing. So,
be like, man, so wonderful.
So I'm telling you. So like this guy approached John, and John, like, they stopped him. So it was after John sent his manager or his PA to the guy and say he's sorry, that it's because he was not in the mood. I'm like, so you even recognize me? Just tell me. See, I don't. Mikel thinks everybody's after his money. That is his problem, right? And I'll tell you, at the end of the day, marry a good woman.
But really, right? But I don't think this about.
Let me tell you.
I don't think this about his wife, right?
No, let me tell you something. He's not even his wife. They are still boyfriend and girlfriend. At the end of the day, you don't know what plays down.
The fact is, yeah, right. Even in Enugu, you know, at some point, Mikel's older brother was a goalkeeper in whatever. At least I watched him a couple of times in Enugu. I also there's this stadium at behind UNEC there in Enugu where we used to go to, watch them a couple of times and all that. Sometimes there are training sessions, and sometimes there was this team from HUD. They call themselves Dragon. Yeah, so it was like a very formidable team at the time. So they used to always it was a mixed blend of, soldiers, barrack boys, and a couple of other civilian guys. So it was quite a very formidable team. So I was a friend to the head coach. So we do go to see games where they are up against all these guys. Mikel's brother, I could remember that he had these locks and all that. Quite very, he's not small sized as Mikel, but he's got like good physique and all that stuff. Just randomly, chats, whatever, when, guys are talking after football and all that. So some persons were like trying to, attribute his gears and whatever to his brother. Oh boy, the way the guy shoots them, it was like, bro, Mikel has nothing to do with his life. Like, basically, and to be honest, I looked at the car he was driving at the time. Like, it wasn't even like any ceremonious, whatever. It just so like, when Mikel comes to sound off like he's feeding the world, or he's head above waters on all level, he's got like this ego. It's like sometimes I try to. We've heard a lot of stuff like back at home in Europe. We've seen a lot of all these things, and you tend to try to place Mikel. He's not really, for me. He's not really where he thinks he is. I think there's too much about like this ego thing. He's too.
Well, you know that Sorry for interrupting, but you know that in Nigeria, Mikel is one player that has played for like over 10 years consecutively, like at the top. You know that. So maybe I think it's getting to him, like that thing is getting to him.
But what do you mean at the top? Is he just representing Super Eagles, or you mean at the top of
like,
his game?
Yeah, like he played. If you compare it to, if you look at other players, some players play maybe 2-3 years, like likes of Yakubu Aigbeni and the rest. They didn't play for Everton for a very, very, very long time. But Mikel played for Chelsea. He was there winning things with Chelsea. He played for like close to 10 years.
Bench fam.
I think his last
60% of his games a bench, bro. Coming off the bench and knocking
well, at least he was important.
Bro,
he played vital. He played important.
Listen. I will argue with you. 60% of his game he was coming off the bench and locking the defense. Fine, we appreciate him for that. But aside that, we have people doing the job. ACN, bro.
Lampard.
See, let's just use his own position now. When he came in, there was a man even named after that role. You want to bench him, you can't even bench him. Now, when the guy left, another one came in. ACN, he get pass, he get shot, he did tackle. Waiting he do, he did score, box to box.
And
I wouldn't say he was like boom.
A class, yeah.
A class, like always starting. 60% of his game off the bench. We know he comes on and he does his job.
He does well, yeah.
But don't tell me like he was a starter.
You know, this was what.
I'm not saying he was a starter. I'm not saying
you are trying to make it look like
he was at Chelsea. He was at Chelsea for over 10 years, right? That means he was very vital. Why did they sell him?
Oh, excuse me. Let him push for a start and see. Let him push for a start. Push for a start. No, I'm saying say
are you saying that he was satisfied sitting on the bench?
Yeah,
obviously right. I think his last 3 seasons he was satisfied.
Satisfied on the bench. Why would you say sitting on the bench?
Bros, if you enter a locker room, like look right, Lampard, Balak, ACN, bros, you go humble. You go humble. You see, you sabi play ball, but you go humble. You see, he gets some kind of way. Be say, if I go play ball, the way some players they touch ball, you say no, go and play again.
Don't push Shivas for you. But right, say in to buttress your points, right? GP, Oliseh said same thing. He said, "Look, I can't play Mikel as a 4 because I had Ndidi, more physical, more present. And to be honest, at that time, Ndidi was
in his prime. Fair.
So, like, look, let's understand Oliseh. Oliseh is a man whom you wouldn't always support his approach.
I've not been spoken about Sunday. I'm just going to Mikel's history. See, things annoy me because people are surprised. Why is Mikel acting like this? Mikel is not different to a boy that was poor and seen cash, and he disrespects everybody.
So that means his money is what is affecting these players. And money is making them disrespect their elders. Because we grew up watching the likes of Sunday Oliseh. No. I think every Nigerian remembers that third goal he scored against Spain in France.
It's not even the third goal against Spain.
So I'm just trying to make you look. These guys were the ones that
one of the finest DMs we had that could throw a pass from deep to a striker. Mikel Fidwa.
Minus that one.
Mikel only did that.
Knowledge of the game.
Oh my God. See,
Oliseh on the pitch. That player that you look out for on the pitch, when Oliseh is there, you clearly know what you are going to get from Oliseh.
I'm telling you,
game knowledge. You know those kind of guys who play the game as a chess. They see the pitch as if they are on a chessboard. And like, you can't even talk to that guy.
Look, let me tell you how good that guy was to Super Eagles. He was dropped for a World Cup, and we crashed out of the group stage like mad. You can't just come and drop Mikel.
Options, sir. Options plenty now.
But Mikel
he wasn't even playing DM for us in Nigeria. He was playing as.
That's what I'm saying. He was playing 10, and the 10. How many? Please, let's put some respect. Let me tell
Don't
you
be the
something.
same time when all of us they want flog and come up for pitch. Not today.
He was so
Okay.
used to back pass and all that. See,
Okay.
I know. See,
Before we come back to this Mikel and Sunday Oliseh battle.
me, I must finish that discussion. I must
Before
finish
we
it
finish
because that guy is annoying.
I just want you to know that the qualifiers draw is out for Morocco 2025 and Nigeria, Gospel, they paired us with Benin Republic again.
We'll qualify. Easy.
Benin Republic, Libya, and Rwanda. I just said I should let you know.
Qualify even with our league players who will qualify.
I just said I should let you know that we're playing Benin Republic again.
Nobody believe Super Eagles reach Gospel. We were together in Swindon. Where I watched the whole of AFCON in Swindon at his place in Swindon. Nah, thank God, say camera no day. Bro, like Gospel will always tell you Nigeria go qualify, Super Eagles and all that. But maybe the tournament starts. If you see Gospel, they cuss out on these lads, bro. Like you don't go.
I'm just hoping that Genatro doesn't do the same thing that he did to us the last time.
No, bros, yeah. I think these players should understand like to put on the shirt, but it's something massive. See, forget the money and everything. Anything you are doing in honor of your country, bros, it's something massive. I think people don't understand that.
Gospel, that thing, right? It's back to what we discussed last time we spoke about this whole thing. That was when Victor Osimhen embarrassed himself, publicly. We both of us, or three of us rather, agreed to the fact that the NFF is to blame. Listen, was it 2 days ago? The Minister of Sports was reported as saying that he's going to chastise this guy, Osimhen, that he's a young boy. He acted wrongly, but what rubbish. You mean even Hurricane? You mean if Hurricane insults, just come out publicly and cuss out on Gareth Southgate? You think the
FA.
English FA are going to let it slide?
Okay, do you know what?
So that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying in essence, what I'm saying in essence is this: the body themselves, rather, that is responsible for putting together a quality team, football as it is, as a business, as a structure, as an institution, whatever, from grassroots level up onto the apex of it, or the institution, the NFF itself, and the ministerial body, the political arm of it, that is supposed to sort of like regulate the activities of all these other bodies. They are all trash. Okay. A bunch of corrupt men who are just there to not actually do their job, just steal everything that is in the coffer, split it, and run away, make away with it, and then go and further. Look at Phoenix today. He's in CAF. Man has cashed out. Man is chilling. Man is balling. He for me, he worsened the status of the NFF, and he actually laid the background for this guy who is there now. This guy who is there is even doing terribly worse than what Amaju Pinnick even did.
Okay, fine.
I think this guy is even look. What I'm basically just saying is that you are speaking about pride. I understand when you're shooting up for your countryside, you should come and do it because this is who you are. You are first a Nigerian before you are whatever you are. If you have to, you have to have that knowledge, come to that place of, reasoning. But then again, I always like when I'm talking football, I like to bring it into if you owned a business or you are an employee rather, and you are employed in a place where whenever you hover around, you see your line manager, you see your what's it called, your department manager, you see CEO, you see all these guys
running out of time. Let's round up.
Misbehaving and all that. The fact remains that the zeal to work, whatever zeal you came with, forget all that. I'm available to work under pressure where you put for CV, where you like all those things are going to get watered down. That's basically what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
So understand. So see, let me tell you, when it comes to football, the likes of Ben White can say things like this when things are not going well. There are players that don't like this sport. Me, I'm talking from my own point of view. I'll tell you something. Cameroon won Mali 2002 without food. If I'm just starting an
Without what?
example, without food, most of the time, they
Serious?
will not supply food. It was after the first lady of the country decided to see. Super Eagles players should understand that. Yeah, okay, I know it can be painful. Even Brown said it when you come to play. See, let me tell you something. I have a lot about to say. I have a lot to say about this our Super Eagles, but people see no time, no day. Brown, Brown was not the goal
Brown
scoring
day.
player. Yeah, but Brown, he will make sure that striker scores. He will take 2 players on him. Brown said one thing when this issue happened. He said, see, once they call you, come and do your job and go back to your club. That was his own no. And Brown, I don't remember him having a bad game. Brown no score for you. Brown was like our Giroud. He will not score for you, but play him with another striker. That
His
striker will
presence.
bank goals. Understand? So what I'm trying to say is that this set of Super Eagles players, they are not even ready to play, and it's the truth. Me, I'm saying the president should disband the team. Let's all rest because me, I'm tired. Let's rest. Let me focus on France. Yes, let them disband the team.
You don't focus on England and France. You want to focus on
England. England and Super Eagles are the same. So
I've said this before. England as well because the similarities are there.
So I'm saying, if you
know, colonize us, how we go do?
So the coach has called you, and you know that when you come and situations change, you won't play. Don't honor the invitation. At times we blame players of not coming, the likes of JJ and Kanu, but they know if they come, they will not give their best. Okay, let me stay in England and enjoy. It's better. Okay, let everybody say I'm not coming. We'll say
the coaching position for Super Eagles is wide open. Mikel should pick it up now.
Mikel can even coach his own kid. He's saying he's Super Eagles man coach. What's wrong with Mikel? Mikel should go and rest. He should enjoy his money.
The thing is that this guy has responded. So let's see if the war of words will continue. Let's see.
I don't think Mikel will respond again because
Mikel is looking for attention. Media, nobody's talking about him.
Mikel wants a podcast. Nobody get used again. Now charity. He was in London, West Ham Stadium 2 weeks ago. I was to go for that game for one charity game. Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago. He was there for one UNICEF, whatever, together with these guys who acted Wakanda and all of that. They had something at West Ham. Now those charity men just go, they play charity, they go. Nothing when you get used. Men just they play charity. Nothing when you get used. If you finish, the men go back to Dubai, go do a podcast, focus on real estate. He's fucking very useless. I'll be very honest with you. Like, I actually don't. Every day, the guy just makes me lose love for him. Like, you're not the first. How much is your money, bro? How much you get? How much be your money?
Okay, guys.
What you don't use? What's the fame?
Yeah. We'll talk about this again. We'll talk about this.
What's your influence in world football? The guy actually, for me, like, and come on, Oliseh, we go just sit down for inside for Belgium. I've been Netherlands. Only God know which side in there now. If in the Belgium, I've been there. He's always just within Belgium and Netherlands. Like, we go just do on his own, always off the camera. I think he's currently with FIFA, right? He has
something with FIFA.
He has something with FIFA currently.
Hey guys, we've run out of time. We'll talk again. We'll talk about this again. We'll talk about this.
Let's go on Instagram Live one day and talk about this.
Let's dissect this team, bro. Let's dissect this team.
The time is short. Thank you very much for joining me.
All right, thanks, man. Yeah, bye. Yeah.